on a cloudy and warm Tuesday morning in Northeast Ohio. Welcome on into the bullpen. It's a Bull and Fox edition on this Tuesday morning. He's Dustin Fox. I'm Adam the Bull, and we got a lot to get to today. The Guardians are right in the thick of it in the postseason. The Browns win a shocking game against the Packers, but should they change their quarterback? That's all coming up on today's episode. Dustin, how are you?
Adam, I'm doing great, buddy. How you doing, man? Been a minute. Where you been?
Well, I was away for a few days.
You had the bat mitzvah thing?
I had a family bat mitzvah on a Saturday, so I was in New Jersey, so I was away from we went out of town Wednesday and came back Sunday morning, and now back for the foreseeable future.
Well,
until November.
Good to have you back, man. It's football season. We need you.
That's right. Good to be back.
What happened to your Bengals, man? They're done.
God. Listen, it's funny because I told you, again, I was supposed to go to Cincinnati this year, and I didn't buy the tickets this time. I was waiting. I was like, we're only going if Burrow's playing. I'm not going to see Jake Browning get his ass kicked. So there you go. I mean, it's just a total disaster.
Season's over.
Oh yeah, it was even at 2-0. I thought the season was over. They looked pretty awful this past week. Yeah. I actually stopped watching, but the Browns. It's funny, and we'll start with that, and we'll get to the Guardians. I mentioned this yesterday on UCSS. It's the weirdest thing. You look at the Browns' first 3 games. In 2 of those games, you saw the Bengals in week 1 and the Browns in week 3 play historically bad on defense. On offense. And yet they both won the game. Like, the Browns cannot play worse on offense. I don't think you could play a worse offensive game than the Browns did this past week. They had 1 drive longer than 37 yards, and that was their first field goal. That was the only drive more than 37 yards. And their second longest drive, which was 37 yards, ended in a pick. So they had 1 drive over 25 yards that didn't end in a turnover, and they somehow won the game. And that's because the defense played so well. And let's start there, because this is the first time we've had a chance to talk since the game. This defense through 3 games, and I know it's 3 games, but against the Bengals offense, against the Ravens offense, against the Packers, 3 offenses that are really good. They have been fantastic. What's your take on the Browns defense through 3 games, and specifically how they played against Green Bay?
I mean, I tend to agree with Brian Baldinger, who says the Browns have the best defense in football through 3 games. Like, it's not even really close. I mean, who else is playing this level of defense with this abysmal of an offense? Nobody. And there are other teams that, are playing good defense, but their offenses are a lot better. But even then, those teams that are playing good defense are not playing as good as the Browns are right now. And man, you got to give them credit. And I think this speaks to not only the leadership on the defense, but also to the defensive staff for getting these guys motivated, because like playing defense more than anything, like at this level, everybody's pretty good. Now it's great to have a guy like Myles Garrett because he's elite. I mean, one of the best players that probably ever play in our generation, defensive football, but there's still 10 other guys on the field that have to play good football. I mean, like just having Myles Garrett is not going to make a great defense. It's not. We've seen it. We've seen the defense be piss poor before with Myles Garrett on that defense. So it just speaks to the level of intensity and effort and want to, because like I said, they're all good players. They're, every team's got guys getting paychecks, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But our guys are playing at a ridiculous clip. They run to the football. They get there with a bad attitude. Our corners tackle, like Denzel Ward, Newsome. These guys are coming up in run support and making plays. Like there's not one guy on defense that you can be like, yeah, that's a loaf. Like I've seen it in the past with the Browns.
Sure.
Not this year. It's fun to watch as a former defensive guy myself, watch teams that just do things the right way. Like you play defense the right way. I grew up, playing for Mark D'Antonio and his defensive staffs at Ohio State, and they played we had a tough ass mindset, and like you played for a tough coach and you sort of resemble that mindset. This defense has done just that, and it's very, very impressive, Adam.
I think there's 3 guys that have been added to this defense this year, and all have made huge impacts. Obviously, the rookies, Mason Graham has played extremely well. Carson Schlesinger. Explain to me how that guy was a walk-on. What happened?
Schlesinger?
How was he a walk-on? This guy's unbelievable.
I mean, J.J. Watt was a walk-on, dude. It happens.
But I guess you're right. He wasn't even a starter it was UCLA, right? UCLA he played?
Yeah, I mean, he was a starter his last year.
I don't think he was in the beginning of the season, and then he became a starter or something like that. It's crazy. This guy is all over the place. But under the radar, besides those two rookies have been great. Malik Collins, I remember because Tyvis played with him. I remember Tyvis saying, this is kind of a sneaky good move by the Browns, and it has been. And going from where you had nothing.
That's how old Malik Collins is.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Going from where you had nothing in the middle of that D-line to having Graham and Collins, I mean, what a difference. Because now when Myles Garrett gets his a million double teams, and as we saw a couple of times gets triple teamed, you got guys in the middle that could take advantage of that.
I'm throwing Isaiah McGuire too.
Right. And Alex Wright, he has sack also in this game. Everybody contributed on that defensive line because Myles Garrett is taking so many guys on. Like this is one picture, I don't know if you saw the still, where it's like 2 offensive linemen and a running back are on Myles Garrett, and then you have 4 offensive linemen defending the other 3 pass rushers. So, like 3 guys for 1 and then 4 guys for 3. It's unbelievable. But everybody up front. I mean, who's not playing well on defense?
Well, I mean, if there is somebody that's not grading out well,
right?
Then there must be just one guy once in a while. Because overall, there's not one guy that's playing below average football on a consistent basis. These guys, for the most part, there will be plays where guys don't grade out, with an A or a plus. There'll be negative plays. It happens.
Yeah,
nobody's perfect, but you talking about the consistency of playing 70 plus snaps on defense per game.
Right.
I would say you're probably like 90%.
Yeah.
Guys all grading positive.
And we didn't even mention the guy who made the play of the game, which is Grant Delpit getting that interception. Is that a bad read by Jordan Love or just a great play by Delpit?
I think probably a little both.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the game. Hell of a play.
Dustin, if they don't get the interception, the Packers punt, there's no way the Browns drive down the field and score a touchdown, right?
No chance.
That game's over. That was the only way the Browns would win in that game is to get a turnover there.
I mean, they couldn't have they couldn't go the length of a field.
No, they didn't all day.
No, and I don't know if they can all year. I mean, listen, the Packers have a pretty good defense too.
Yeah.
So let's not take anything away from them. We saw the last night the Lions put up 38 on the Baltimore Ravens defense, which is supposed to be really good. Although I don't know, they've given up 30 plus multiple times this year, 40 to the Bills and now 38 to the Lions. But the Lions couldn't move the ball at all against the Packers.
Which is funny because not only did the Lions score 38 last night, they scored 55 last week. So they scored 93 after getting shut down by the Packers in that first game. The demise of the Lions offense was people were a little too quick with that.
God, we live in this stupid world where everyone reacts to one stupid game. It's like, Dan Campbell's done.
Yeah. And so yet another great test this week for this Browns defense, because you're playing a Lions offense that's cooking right now.
Yeah, I mean, and more importantly, I mean, not more importantly for the Browns, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, the Lions ran the football against the Ravens last night like shit through a tin horn. I mean, it was unbelievable. They couldn't stop them. That drive at the end of the first half, they went 97 yards in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
unbelievable.
The Gibbs-Montgomery combo is pretty sweet.
It's pretty special. You're right about that.
Speaking of running backs, the Browns don't have much to be excited about on offense. But I think
number 10's exciting.
Oh my gosh, he looked real. I mean, this guy he missed the whole training camp.
Adam,
he missed it all. Doesn't matter.
Adam, I didn't think that this guy would even sniff the field this year because he missed camp and he's dealing with all this off the field stuff. And I'm like, man, he's probably going to get punished by the league.
Yeah,
he hasn't played. Like, he's not going to come into the season in shape. 6 yards a carry against one of the best defenses in football.
Unreal.
With a banged up offensive line and guys playing on the offensive line that you can't even name.
Oh, the tackles.
You can't even name these guys.
No, they stink, the tackles. That was. I mean,
It's all we bet Adam. It's all we got.
That's it. That's it. You got him and the tight ends. That's about it to be excited about on this offense right now. But Judkins, man, he's a beast. I mean, Justin, and he runs with like anger. He fires the crowd up.
You know the thing he has too, that I don't know. And I love Nick Chubb, and this is not. I don't even know why I'm bringing this up, but he's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
sure.
He's got. I know they both played in the SEC, but like Nick Chubb didn't come in. Like Nick Chubb never acted like an SEC running back. Like
no.
Quinshon Judkins has swag for days in terms of like he gets up and talks shit.
Yeah,
He looks like a veteran running back. He reminds me of like LaDainian Tomlinson's attitude. Like he just gets up and like walks around like I'm the man. And I love that. I love that.
Yeah, this team needs that because they don't have a quarterback to do that, and they need that swagger. I think you're right. It was infectious, and the only good drive they had all day, Judkins 14 yards, Judkins 37 yards, right?
Yep.
And then after one bad play, they get a completion to Fannin, who he got that first down, dragging tacklers with him. I mean, what am I? That's it. You know, as much as we've killed Andrew Berry, deservedly so, Graham, Schlesinger, Judkins, and Fannin all look like big wins in this draft class. Long way to go. 3 games. I don't want to get carried away. But early returns on those 4 guys look phenomenal.
And let me also add something here, Adam, that needs to be said. And I was advocating for this, and I may have actually twisted your arm on this a little bit.
Yeah.
So glad that they didn't cut Andre Schmidt.
You and Jason were really the only ones that wanted to keep him.
I stood up for him because I just knew that there's a reason why they brought him here, and they saw something. Like the guy didn't miss a kick in camp, and you saw his leg. I mean, he's got that kick that he made, the game winner, would have been good from like 68.
It was impressive.
You know, and the other thing too, and this is kind of funny. I was yesterday playing tennis with my best friend who we play almost every day together, and he's a Browns fan, and he made such a good point about this. He's like, you know, you think about like the Browns and everything they do is kind of like messed up. You know what I mean? They always kind of screw up everything.
Yes.
And you're thinking, man, they're just going to cut this kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm so glad they didn't. And he made the point. He's like, if they cut him, who would ever want to be a Browns kicker, knowing that every time you kick and you miss, you could get cut? So like it's a good point, because now this could be in 3 years from now, the Browns signed some kicker off the street because they need a kicker, and he has a bad day. He's not going to go into it thinking, man, if I have a bad day, I'm done.
Right.
Imagine the pressure of that. So like it's good all the way around. The fact that the kid made the kick, huge kick. Now his confidence is through the roof. The Bengals game's like way in the rearview mirror. And I didn't even know about his mom passing away from a brain aneurysm in July. Yeah. Like it's just a great story, man. Feel good story when there's been so much going on that's been negative. We could talk about this is a really good story, and I'm just happy for the young man.
I agree. It is a great story. Myself and a lot of others were overreactionary after the first week. He made all his kicks in week 2. He made all his kicks this week. You know what's funny is, as much as I was screaming and yelling the first week, when he made the extra point to tie the game at 10, I actually, for whatever odd reason, had confidence in him in that last kick. I don't know why, because
I knew he was making the big kick.
I mean, it was right down the middle. That was huge. You're right. The team said they believed in him. And listen, things change from week to week. He can miss a big kick next week, and people are screaming and yelling again. But
the other thing too is like, there's pressure on that kick, but it wasn't not as much as the Bengals game, because it wasn't for the you didn't lose the win. You missed the kick, you go to OT, right?
Right.
And I always think for some reason, like those longer kicks that are like up near 60,
there's
a little less pressure on those guys, because you just try to get all your leg into it and get it. You just try to get it there, number one, and then the accuracy, whatever. I mean, if he missed it to the right by a couple of feet, like no one's going to kill him for that. It's when you miss a 42-yarder.
Yes.
Like, what the bleep are you doing, man?
Right.
Those should be routine.
Those short kicks are supposed to be you think of them as guarantees.
Correct.
So it's right. You miss a 55-yard field goal. That
nothing in field goals or PATs was guaranteed this past weekend. My goodness.
No,
I don't remember a weekend like this.
You had the block kick in this game. You had the block kick with Baker in that game. Yeah, it was good. The special teams, who had been absolute shit for 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
special teams did a good job. They blocked the kick. Schmidt was great. No breakdowns on kick coverage. I still think they need a better returner. I know it's not a huge part of the game these days. And
Yeah, they brought the K Davis kid up, right? And
yeah,
he didn't do much, but I
no,
mean, he's got some ability, I think, there. So let's see what happens there.
we'll see what they do. All right, now let's talk about the negative, and that's the quarterback situation. What's your thoughts on Joe Flacco right now?
Adam, we just talked about our offensive line.
Yeah,
I mean, our quarterback can't move.
So you're blaming the O-line on this?
I mean, it's a combination.
Okay,
but we have a 40-year-old quarterback,
right,
who has never been able to move, even if he was 22.
Right.
So it doesn't matter his age or whatever. Like, if we can't give him any time at all, then he's going to perform like this. Like, he's just not. He doesn't have the abilities, a statue, to move.
Yeah.
But there is hope, I think. And the hope relies upon Quinshon Judkins in the offensive running game to get things going. Because if the running game can get going like it did this past weekend, I mean, he had 94 yards in this game.
Yeah.
I think it gives Stefanski some confidence to then be maybe a little more aggressive. And then also, like, the play action pass will come to life. It will come to life because the defense will start to respect Quinshon Judkins, and the rushing attack. To this point, no one's respecting Jerome Ford or Dylan Sampson, who's a rookie, and it wasn't like his high draft pick is Quinshon. So, like, Judkins does what he did this weekend against the Lions. I do think that Flacco will have some chances to make some plays down the field. And let's also remember, we just said it, they played one of the best defenses in football. Like, do you think Jordan Love looked better than Joe Flacco? He looked about the same. He didn't do much.
No,
and his offensive line's a hell of a lot better.
That's true.
They
had 2
everything.
injuries. They had 2 injuries on their offensive line too, but
I still take their offensive line over ours.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. I am not feeling the same way as you. I agree the offensive line stinks, and it's part of the problem, no doubt. I have felt Joe Flacco has looked completely shot these last 3 weeks. He's not been accurate. He missed when he's had time. He's missing throws. They're not doing anything downfield. Now maybe that's just the game plan. I don't know, but like that, there was play. I think it was in the fourth quarter where Isaiah Bond it was the flea flicker, and Isaiah Bond is wide open. I mean, there's nobody within 10 yards of him, and he didn't make the throw. And I'm like, Joe, that's what you're here for. You got to make those throws. That's not even a tight window throw. This is the NFL, and you got a guy, nobody's within 10 yards of him, and he's got elite speed. I mean, you got to get him the ball. And I don't know. I feel like if Dylan Gabriel were out there, and I don't know, I don't have particularly high hopes for Dylan Gabriel, but at least he can move. And maybe they'd be better off for that.
I don't know, man.
You're not ready to go there.
No, and the other thing is, like, don't you think that if Stefanski thought Dylan Gabriel was ready to go, like, he'd be playing?
I guess so, but
Stefanski likes sitting back there with his hands tied behind his back with his offense. Like, hell no. The guy wants to score points. If
the backup quarterback's not ready to go, then why'd you trade Kenny Pickett? Like, why trade Kenny? Even though I don't love Kenny Pickett, if the backup's not, because he's got to be ready, like at a moment's notice. If Flacco gets hurt,
I'm sure. Dude, how many backup quarterbacks are ready to be a starter?
Half, maybe a third.
I mean,
really ready,
like a full-time starter, like better than the starter you have.
Oh well, no, obviously a lot less than that.
Right.
Yeah, a couple.
I mean, my point is, like, maybe Kenny Pickett's not that good.
He's not.
Okay.
I just don't. So, I just don't. In my mind, it's like, what do you have to lose?
Browns haven't had a quarterback since Baker, and they traded Kenny Pickett. If they thought Pickett was any good, they would have kept him.
Right. It wasn't like you got a lot for him. No, it's just so hard watching Joe Flacco out there.
Adam, I'm not sitting here defending Flacco and saying that he's the next coming of like whatever.
Yeah.
But the point is, if Dylan Gabriel was ready to go, he'd be playing. And I do think he'll play this year.
Right.
I do. But
all right.
Just like Andre Schmidt.
Yeah.
The Browns should be 2-1 right now.
You can't really say that, because if you're going to say they should have won week 1, then you got to say they should have lost week 3.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they could be 2-1.
I mean, they really should be. They really should be.
They could have been 2-1.
Won the
Yes.
Bengals game.
Yeah.
They really should have won the Bengals
Yeah.
game. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, I think that let's see what he does this week.
I just feel like
the Lions defense is not nearly as good as the Packers.
That's true, but you got to score. I mean, listen, the Browns defense has played great, but they're not going to hold every offense to 10 points. I just, I think you can't be completely inept on the Browns don't need the offense to be great. They just need it to be okay. And it's not been close to that. And you can't.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is,
yeah,
are we trying to win this year? I mean, are you think this team is going anywhere?
No.
All right. Then why are you that worked up about it?
It's not that I'm not worked up about it. It's if we're not trying. So if winning doesn't matter, then what are we doing?
No, I think they are
want to win. The coaches want to win.
I think they're trying to win. I'm saying, like, from our standpoint, like, honestly, like, that win may come back to haunt them in April. I said that this morning. I was on with Tyvis in Columbus. I was on their show, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a great win in the moment until April. You're sitting there, you're picking third instead of first.
Is there speaking of which, is there a quarterback right now? Like, it feels like all the quarterbacks that got the hype in college coming into the season have been disappointments. There's not a clear number one quarterback, is there? At the moment, obviously things can change. We're a long way in early in the process, but as of now, there's not anybody, is there? Who do you like the most that's coming out? Is there anybody that stands out? Nobody?
I mean, it was supposed to be Arch Manning, but it's not panned out.
Right, like Nussmeier has been mentioned. He hasn't been good, right? What about this? What about the kid at South Carolina? What's his deal? Is he get hurt or something? Yeah.
He's a little banged up. I mean, they just lost to Missouri this past weekend. I don't know a ton about him.
Okay. All right. Let's switch gears.
We'll see how the season goes. It's only week 3.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Is my connection terrible? Is my connection terrible right now? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Sorry about that.
All right. Let's talk some baseball now. So, the Cleveland Guardians for most of the summer were completely inept. They're playing terrible baseball. They were 15 games out of first place. At one point, actually in fourth place in the American League Central in the middle of the summer. At the beginning of this month, the Guardians were 10.5 games out in third place at the beginning of the month. And now on September 23rd, with 6 days and 6 games to go in the regular season, the Guardians are 1 game back of the Tigers. They control their own destiny to win the division because they're playing the Tigers 3 times, and then they'll play the Rangers after that. If they win at least 1 game in this series, they will have the tiebreaker with the Tigers. The Guardians are an underdog still to win this. I wonder what the odds were. You see right there, the AL Central odds, Tigers minus 155, Guardians plus 120. I wonder what they were in the middle of July. The Tigers were probably like minus 4,000. Maybe not that
Something
high. I don't
like
know.
that. Yeah, it had to be.
If you bet with Bet Rivers on the Guardians in July to win the division, you could be in store to win a lot of money here, because they certainly weren't plus 120. For a week ago, they were probably plus 500 or more, and now they have won 15 of their last 17 games. They're tied for the final wild card spot with the Astros, and they have the tiebreaker there. The Astros, though, have a very easy schedule down the stretch. They're playing the Angels and the A's. So they have but they're only a game back of Boston. Boston does have the tiebreaker against the Guardians. And the Guardians game back of Detroit. Boston and Detroit play each other this weekend. So if the Guardians take care of business in the series with the Tigers, I'm just asking them to win 2 out of 3. If they win 2 out of 3, they are very likely going to win the division. Look at this. Cleveland has allowed an average of 1.4 runs in their last 16 games. That is crazy. Their ERA this month, their starting pitcher ERA this month, Dustin, is 1.5. And for someone like you who's not a diehard baseball fan,
I know that's really good.
Casual Guardians fan, are you back into the team? Because I'm sure you were probably out for a while.
I just told my wife last night. I said, "Hey, honey, we went to dinner, last night, and I'm like, we were watching Monday Night Football, and there was a baseball game on too. I think the Phillies were playing.
Yeah.
And I was like, honey, have you been watching the Guardians, what they're doing? She's like, I don't really know what's going on. I'm like, they've won 18 the last 20 games.
Yeah.
I didn't know the exact number, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but the crazy thing is that the Tigers have also lost like 18 of the 20 games. So they have a chance to actually win the division. And I pulled up the thing and I was looking at it. I'm like, man, they're only a game back. This is crazy. I thought the chances for them to make the wild card were going to be a little bit slim, but they were battling, and this run that they were on was remarkable. But because the Tigers have had this meltdown, I mean, epic meltdown, epic meltdown.
Yeah,
the Guardians are right there, and they can win the division. I mean, it's amazing. And I was like, honey, we're going to go to some playoff games.
Yeah, right. It's unbelievable. So I'm glad.
I'm back in.
I think the crowds are going to be big this week.
Oh, they're gonna be huge. I mean, this town can become a baseball town real fast.
That's right. And playing the Tigers, Gavin Williams against Tarek Skubal tonight. By the way, I will be on live here in the bullpen immediately following the game. Skubal against Gavin Williams. So as you see there, I'll be on live after the game. So join me. It's exciting. It reminds me of 2012 a little bit when they had to win 10 or 12 in a row at the end of the season to make the playoffs. Giambi hit that walk-off home run in the final week of the season, and then they made the wild card. They lost, unfortunately, to Tampa, but it was fun. It was the first playoff appearance by a Cleveland team since we started here, and that was an exciting stretch that year in 2012. But the Guardians would be the worst offensive team to ever make the playoffs. It's crazy, but the pitching's been so good. This would be if the Guardians win the division, it would be the biggest comeback to win a division title at the start of September in the history of baseball.
No way. The history of baseball.
The biggest. No team has come back more than 7.5 games out at the start of September in the history of baseball. No team ever. And the Guardians were 10 out at the start of the month. Yeah. And so it's just been unbelievable what they have done. All right. Final thought before we go is the Buckeyes are back in action this weekend. They're playing Washington.
On the road.
Yeah. What is this a game that Washington's competitive, or is this another blowout game? They're 3-0 Washington. I don't know if they're any good. They played Colorado State, UC Davis, and Washington State. They've scored a lot of points.
Washington State's garbage.
Okay.
They played UC Davis. That's FCS.
Yeah. They scored 129 in those two games.
And what was the other team they beat?
Colorado State.
Yeah, they're terrible too.
So they've played three terrible teams.
So I don't know how good Washington is.
Yeah.
But the spread's 9.5. So
okay. So that tells you a competitive game.
That tells you that they should be able to compete. And the other thing, man.
Yeah.
And this is so big for college football. I saw it this past weekend, especially because my game was Miami, Ohio hosting UNLV. Did you see my game, by the way? It was insane.
I missed it this week. No.
Did you see what happened?
No.
It was the craziest game of the weekend.
I was out of the loop this weekend with the travel.
No problem.
And stuff.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you later. It was 41-38. It was a bananas game.
Man.
Anyway, so UNLV had to travel from Vegas to Ohio. And now Ohio State's got to travel all the way
to
the West Coast.
When do they go? Do they go Friday or Thursday?
I would assume that they'll go Thursday. We always went, I played UCLA my freshman year, and we went on Thursday.
Right.
So they've got money to spend, so they can afford to do that. Like UNLV, they actually had to come on Friday, so it kind of screwed them a little bit. They were so sluggish in the game.
Right.
But I mean, I'll be curious to see. We got a freshman quarterback going on the road, and Washington is a very, very hostile environment. So the home field advantage is super, super critical in a game like this. So I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be close.
Yeah.
At least early until Ohio State wakes up if they're in a tight ball game, because I don't know how aggressive they'll be with the young quarterback on the road to start the ball game, especially if they come out flat or what have you. But they should win. They should win the game. I actually hope they're tested.
Yeah, you don't want to blowouts are boring in college. I hate that. I think it's good to be pushed.
Agreed.
What game you got this weekend?
I'm going to Texas on Thursday. I've got North Texas. They're undefeated, actually 4-0. Great story there with what they're doing. But anyway, they're hosting South Alabama, which is not a very good team.
Oh,
Spread's 12 in my game.
Okay. All right. What time is that game?
That's a noon kickoff.
All right, everybody check that out, noon on Saturday.
ESPNU.
Dustin, you're on UCSS today, correct?
Indeed.
Yeah, Dustin and I will be back in 90 minutes on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with G. Bush and Tyvis Powell. And you'll be on UCSS again on Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
With me as well. We'll be with Jay and I don't know who the fourth person is. Oh, and G. J and G tomorrow.
And then we're back Friday with our prop show.
No,
I'm Dougie K.
It'll just be you and Doug again this Friday. I'm on Wednesday.
Slacker. You're off? You're not doing Fridays or what?
I am, just not these 2 weeks. This week I'm filling in on Wednesday.
Okay.
And then I'll be back to the regular Fridays the following week. Cool. So there you go. And remember, after the game tonight, join me live in the bullpen after Guardians Tigers. I'll be there. Instant reaction to the game. Thanks to Z and Max for producing today. We'll talk to you next time right here with a Bull and Fox edition of the Bullpen. See you, everybody.